Be a servant, never a slave. Xiefeng. February 6, 2025. A servant is a voluntary and willing helper, whereas a slave is someone forced into labor, suffering hardship under oppression, and losing their dignity in submission. Why be a servant? Because Christ Jesus taught us to be the servant of all. If one wishes to earn the respect of others and become a leader revered by many, one must first become the servant of all. I would like to add 2 more points. Only those with the mindset and state of a servant can be accepted into heaven, and only those with a servant's awareness can maintain inner peace and physical health. Why not be a slave? Because a slave is a product of oppression by a dominant force, not the result of a voluntary choice. A servant retains dignity, whereas a slave has none, therefore, one must never become a slave. Being a servant is a privilege reserved for noble and strong individuals. Only the strong can truly serve others. The pitiful and weak do not have the qualification to be servants. Look at the grass, wildflowers, trees, insects, birds, and animals across the vast mountains and land. Who takes care of them? When a gentle drizzle falls, nourishing everything and bringing vitality to all, who sends this life-giving dew to sustain the creatures of the earth? Do you see it? The one tending to all life is the greatest creator. Does the greatest creator not resemble a loving servant? Now, look at a shepherd. Does the shepherd not resemble a servant? If you have chickens, ducks, pigs, dogs, cattle, or sheep at home, are you not the one taking care of them? Are you not a servant to these small lives? Do you see? The greatest creator is the servant of all living beings in nature. A shepherd is the servant of the sheep. Those who feed pigs, chickens, and sheep are their servants. From this, we understand that being a servant is a function of the strong, it is the role of a leader. The weak cannot be servants. This also tells us that only the weak require care from others. Only those nearing death need servants to look after them, for example, the elderly in nursing homes or patients in hospital beds. Anyone who is not psychologically strong can never truly be a servant. A true servant serves only truth, kindness, beauty, love, faith, and sincerity, never falsehood, wickedness, ugliness, hatred, doubt, or deceit. In the presence of someone stronger, a true servant does not submit, nor does a true servant serve power and authority. Only those who give and dedicate themselves selflessly and willingly can be called servants. Those who operate on a mere transactional basis are not true servants. Only the humble can be called servants, the arrogant can never be true servants. Only the strong, who compassionately care for the weak, can be servants, the weak can never be true servants. Only those who treat others as equals can be servants, those who flatter, grovel, bow and scrape, or curry favor can never be servants, such people can only be slaves. I am willing to be your servant, but if you fail to show me respect, pick apart every detail, boss others around, and remain ungrateful, well, to hell with it. I quit. The above explanation is the true meaning of Christ Jesus' teaching to be the servant of all. A revelation from the angel who guards the gate of heaven. Xiefeng. February 11, 2025. First, let me declare that this is a fictional story. Heaven has no single door. In fact, one might say that heaven has countless doors, and there is no angel actually standing guard. Whether one can enter heaven is entirely determined by the life program. If the quality of one's life meets the required standard, one enters heaven effortlessly. If not, one will not even find a door to heaven. To help those fated for heaven understand, I shall use this fictional story to explain a small secret of the heavenly life program. I arrived at the gate of heaven and engaged in the following conversation with the angel who guards it. Xiefeng, hello, angel. Why do you not allow Yanyuan Celestial to enter heaven? Angel, because he is not honest, his calculation of heavenly treasure coin, F-coin, contains a false element. Xiefeng, but Yanyuan Celestial has contributed and sacrificed greatly, he has severed his earthly ties and lives in harmonious unity with others. How could his tally include any false component? Angel, his F-coin count should be 34,128, not 34,129, that extra one F-coin is false. Xiefeng, oh my. Yuanyuan Celestial has accumulated so much heavenly treasure, yet he is denied entry to heaven simply because one F-coin is not authentic. That condition is unbearably harsh. Can you not make an exception in view of his more than 10 years of hard work and dedication, and allow him to enter heaven? Angel, that is merely a human perspective. In heaven there is no such standard or procedure. In the human world there are countless ways, but heaven is simple, it has only one criterion, meeting the standard. Xiefeng, meeting the standard? What standard is that? Is it that he fails simply because he counted one extra F-coin? Angel, the requirements are not high, one must have severed one's earthly ties, be free of debts, have accumulated F-coins, and possess a perfect life. Yet although Yuanyuan Celestial has indeed resolved his earthly ties, cleared his debts, and accumulated many F-coins, his life is not perfect, there is a false component in his F-coin tally. Xiefeng, so, because in 34,129 one F-coin is false, his life is deemed imperfect. With such a strict standard, who can ever enter heaven? Angel, do not complain to me. In heaven, not even the slightest falsehood is tolerated. There is no room for negotiation, you must be 100% up to standard, 99.9% is not acceptable. Xiefeng, in that case, it might be safer to count fewer F-coins. Angel, exactly. Counting less brings blessings, counting more brings misfortune. In truth, whether one tallies all the F-coins one has accumulated makes no difference to me. Every person's merits, demerits, and life state are recorded clearly in the information retention space, and they are displayed with meticulous precision on the screen of Tao. I do not decide whether a person may enter heaven based solely on their personal F-coin count. Xiefeng, in that case, calculating F-coins and issuing the heavenly treasure certificate is utterly worthless and meaningless. Angel, for me, indeed they hold no value or significance, but for you they are of great value and profound significance. Without this measure, you would not be able to tell when the crops are ripe, you remain an ordinary mortal, forced to rely solely on visible indicators. Moreover, possessing a heavenly treasure certificate brings endless benefits to the individual. Xiefeng, we are getting off track, labeling me as an ordinary mortal is a huge blow. If people knew I was merely an ordinary mortal, how would I ever make my way in the human world? Angel, use your spiritual eyes. If you find you cannot manage out there, you can always come back. Xiefeng, alas. The pieces on a chessboard do not get to decide their own moves.